What's up, everybody? Now, do you love just taking a big pile of money and just chucking it right into the fire and watching it burn? Well, if you're not a psychopath and you're just a normal person, then I'm going to tell you right now, do not waste your money on these singles. Instead, watch the end of this video to see what I would recommend you spend your money on. So I may have been a little hard on Twilight Masquerade. It's not a huge waste of money, but it is right now. The prices on these are ridiculous. FOMO is a big problem in this hobby, and I want you to put down in the comments what card you bought because you had FOMO and you regret not waiting for it now.
Oh, okay.
Let's take a look back at Obsidian Flames. This is the set that got me back into the hobby because I absolutely love Charizard, and this set was stacked with Charizard cards. We look at that special illustration rare Charizard. Back in the, mid-June or end of July? I can't remember. I think it was the end of July when this set came out. That Charizard card was going for $200. In a week, it dropped to $100.
Oh, come on!
In a week, it cut its price in half. Now, you can get it for under 50 bucks. I got mine for $40, free shipping, $40 flat. Now, this is just one example. So, let's take another example. Iono from Paldea Evolved. That was a huge card. It was selling for 75 bucks at the beginning of June of 2023. Or no, I'm sorry. It was selling for $132 in the beginning of June. Now you can get it for $75. Now both of these cards were affected because other prints came of either the Pokemon or the trainer. So a lot of people argue, well, that's why these prices change so much. It's a factor in it, don't get me wrong. But it's not just that. Let's take a look at 151. Erica's Invitation from 151. That was a really expensive card in the beginning. I mean, it wasn't ridiculous, it wasn't hundreds of dollars, but it was selling for $55 mid-September when the set came out. Now, you can get it for under 20 bucks. I saw one for like $14. So you can get it super cheap now. And that didn't get another print. Other than the other one that was in 151, but this was the special illustration. So you don't have another Erica's Invitation out there to lower these prices. So this does show that prices start high and they go low. Like I said, FOMO is a big problem in this hobby. Everyone wants to show the new card. They want to put it all over their social media. They want to be the first one in their group to say they got it. You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. Rip some packs. If you get it, great. Don't overspend on these cards, though. Before I do get into my opinion, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and put down in the comments what card you bought out of FOMO and you regret, you wish you waited on. So according to my analytics, most of you, 97% I think of you, are in your late 20s to mid 30s. So you're around my age. So what do you collect? What made you fall in love with this hobby? Maybe you don't have it anymore. For me, I started in base set. I don't have that collection anymore. And Jungle and Team Rocket and just Fossil, those were the sets that I fell in love with and got me into this hobby to begin with. What have you been told is completely unreachable unless you are one of those high-end, rich collectors? That's right, the vintage sets. The ones that I was just talking about, the ones that got me into this hobby, the ones that probably got you into this hobby also. Did you know, I didn't know this before I did this research, but did you know that you can actually buy the entire base set for $996? The entire base set. Now I'm just talking the base set. I'm not talking first edition, shadowless, anything like that. Base set. Because remember, we're talking about on a budget here. $996 is a lot of money, and I focus on budget collecting. But do you know how much it's going to cost you to buy the top 50 cards in Twilight Masquerade? Just the top 50, not the whole set, just the top 50 cards. $969. That's right, $969. $27 less than the entire base set. Now remember, looking back at the cards that I was talking about before, the Charizard, Iono, Erica's Invitation, all those cards have dropped significantly since their release. So you can go ahead and spend $1,000 on Twilight Masquerade if you want. That $1,000 is going to turn into $500 in a few months. Or you can buy base set or another vintage, depending on which one you like. I'm going to focus on base set on this one. And then that value isn't going to change very much. It's not going to go down very much. And to prove that to you, I'm going to take a look back at the last year on the top 3 cards, which you know who they are. But we're going to start off with Venusaur. This card a year ago started at $96. It dropped as low as $85. So if you got it at $85, you got yourself a steal on this card. But it came back up to $92. So it's a small drop from a year ago. It's about $4 that it dropped. But that's not that big of a deal. $4 is way different than dropping from $200 to under $50. That's a huge, huge drop. So Venusaur would be a good pickup for you if you can get it for, let's say you get it for $90. It's going to be a good deal for you. Now what about Blastoise? Another big hitter from base set. This card started a year ago at $113. And then it went all the way up to $150. And now it's at $123. Well, it did drop almost $30, right? Well, depending on when you bought it. If you bought it a year ago, you bought it at $113. Now it's $123, so it went up in value over the last year. Yes, it's going to go up, it's going to go down. So that's why you want to make sure you get a good deal on the card. You didn't lose value, in fact, you gained value on this card. Now, what about Charizard, the big boy in this set? The most expensive card. A year ago, this card was selling for $367. Now you can get it cheaper than this, depending on what kind of wear and tear you're okay with. But if you're looking for a lightly played to near mint, you're looking at $367 a year ago. It peaked at $400 in that year span. But you can get it for $340 now. Of course, like I said, you can get it cheaper if you don't mind a little bit of wear and tear. But you might be telling me, well, it still dropped. It was $367 a year ago, and it's $340 now. Well, yeah, it dropped. But again, it's not a significant drop. Looking back, let's go 2019, because 2020 was crazy. Go back to 2019, we're looking at prices that are about the same. That $350 to $400 mark. So over the last, what's that, 2019? Over the last 5 years, it's stayed pretty consistent around that amount. Obviously, like I said, 2020 was crazy. Everybody knows what happened there. The Pokemon craze just exploded during COVID. Prices were ridiculous. So if you bought then, well, yeah, you lost a ton of money. But if you bought before or you're buying now, you're not going to lose a ton of money on this base set. The prices are going to stay pretty close to where they are now. I don't foresee a big drop. Definitely not a 100 or a 50% drop down to half. I mean, you're not going to see that kind of drop. At least I don't think so. I can't guarantee that, obviously. But the drops that you see on new cards, just a week a week. Remember, Charizard dropped $100 in a week from Obsidian Flames. That's not going to happen with these cards. It's just not. Now, if you do like these kind of breakdowns, which I enjoyed a ton doing this research, so if you do enjoy these kind of videos, please let me know down in the comments. Let me know what set you would want to see a breakdown on. See how much it would cost to collect, or see how you can get a good deal on these cards. Let me know down in the comments, and I would love to do a video on it. And the reason I want to do these videos for you is because I don't want you to waste your money.